baseball back when the Oakland A's was trying to reinvent the wheel and winning in with analytics and cheaper salaries and whatnot, or or do we have to just swallow our pride and we'll say, hey, one day the Leafs might, heaven forbid, win the Stanley Cup with their current type of roster where they're spending $350 million on three guys.
It's really hard to say because you can pick contracts out of a hat and be like, oh, this guy's making only a couple million and he's had a breakout year and scored 30 goals or whatever, Kirill Kaprizov. And then you got guys like what's his name that just got traded from Vancouver, the worst contract in hockey there.
Louis Eriksson.
Eriksson, yeah.
Like at 6.
And you can't argue that he's worth that money. So
he was good in Boston before.
Yeah, he was good in Boston.
He was good before he signed the contract, and then he was really bad afterwards, which is not ideal for Vancouver.
No, he sat on his contract, and that was the end of that. Yeah.
The question is, when it comes down to it, is the kind of big game-breaking moments to say, okay, like season's on the line, game's on the line. Who are you taking that shot? Who's taking that shot? And the people that make the money take the shots. Like, say what you want about Austin Matthews. I want him taking that last shot to win the game because he is the Rocket Richard winner. Now we're starting to develop guys like that with Suzuki and Caulfield, but before that it was kind of hard. It's like, do you want Tatar taking that shot? He doesn't have the best shot in the world, but he can beat guys. Is it Brendan Gallagher? It comes down to that kind of game-breaking ability when you need someone that can blow the game open and do something completely incredible. And a lot of these guys could do that, like Paul Byron's on the fourth line, and he had that incredible shorthanded goal in game one there.
Oh, yeah.
But then that doesn't happen every game like it does with Sidney Crosby sometimes, and that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
No, but at the same time, I mean, you bring up a very, very valid point, Sebastian. If you want to elaborate on that after I'm done, it's almost a luxury for that matter to say, you had some long shifts. Maybe you had a line that struggled a little more, for example, and you got Mike Hoffman on the ice who's done squat all night, but then at the last second he scores the game tying goal. So having someone like him versus Alex Belzil, no disrespect to him, could make a world of a difference. And I think that's what we're trying to do here. And this is something that we've reiterated in the last couple of episodes, that the Canadiens are built to work with four lines on any given night. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I think one thing that Montreal is trying to change, even from just the playoffs, is not just having four really strong lines, but having four lines that can take over a game offensively, right? Like, however you're going to split up the four lines this year, you're going to have someone on each line that has game-breaking ability. Like, say what you want about Yoel Armia, but, like, he's Connor McDavid, like, once every 10 games, right? Like, he has game-breaking ability. It's just very rare, but it's there, right?
It's still there, yeah.
It's still there. It's just, it's not consistent, but it's there. On the third line, you're going to have one of Anderson, Gallagher, Hoffman, and, like Hoffman's going to be a frustrating player for us Habs fans to watch because he is not good most of the time. But then he scores a lot of power play goals, and he's going to be really fun in those moments. And he has that game-breaking ability. He is also a really good skater, so he gets a lot of breakaways. He's really good offensively. He puts the puck in the net. And on the second line, whoever you have there, Gally, Toffoli, KK, right? Like we saw that in overtime a couple of times with Kotkaniemi. He can have that game-breaking ability, and the first line's going to be stacked with it. Dwayne, who knows where he's going to be in the lineup, but he has that ability. It's just, it needs to come out more. And then Suzuki and Caulfield, game-breaking is their thing, so.
Absolutely. And Josh, once again, thank you very much for bringing this up to us. I mean, that was actually some very, very interesting statistics, and I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out throughout the year. And hopefully, hey, you never know, maybe that is going to be the new way of winning hockey games. You're going to roll out the four lines, You know, you're gonna do what you got to do, and well, you know, I know we lost Shea Weber on the back end, but so I'm guessing we're not gonna have a choice but to roll with 6 defensemen instead of 4 heavy minutes and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have, unfortunately. I know we can go on all night talking about the Montreal Canadiens, but that's his life. We got to stop at some point. But thank you very much, Josh and Sebastian, for being a part of this panel. You guys were absolutely incredible and generous as per usual. Big thank you again to Elias Lorati and Scott Cowan, you know, for their segments again. Big shout out to Shane Ivers over at silvermansound.com for providing all the music for us. So you're going to tune in next week where we're going to be talking more about the Canadiens. We're going to be covering a little more about the Trois-Rivières Lions. The Lions are starting their season very soon, and the roster's starting to shape up, so we're going to see what's happening with them. And, of course, a lot more here on Puck and Roll. Have a good week, everyone.